Today I will be teaching you about your Frog Ease hotspot. On the top portion of this paper that will be provided by your technician on delivery will be on the drain and refills, which we typically recommend about twice a year on these spas. Weekly maintenance is going to be in the middle and your routine maintenance at the very bottom. Now on the drain and refills, your drain is going to be at the very bottom of the spa. You'll want to take the drain cap off. You can actually attach a hose to it and turn the Hitchcock valve, which will allow the water to drain out. And then when you're filling the spa up from empty, you want to put the hose directly inside of the filter. That's going to allow to push all the air out of the plumbing lines for you. If you're on a well water, you are going to want to put in, depending on size of your spa, 1 to 2 ounces of freshwater staining scale, which will knock out all of that rust, iron, copper that's in the water from the well. What I would also recommend is after a day after putting the staining scale in the water is to rinse the filter off really well. On the drain and refills, you'll want to test and balance your water. In your sheet here, it'll have all of your ideal ranges: alkalinity between 80 and 150, pH 7.2 to 7.6, and then you'll put in your chlorine cartridge and your mineral cartridge, which will both go inside of here. So you unscrew this cap on the top of your spa, give this a little quarter turn to the left, pull that right on up. On the back side of your standpipe, you'll have your chlorine marked at the bottom and the minerals at the top. Now on your cartridge system, your chlorine cartridge will last you roughly 3 to 4 weeks, always depending on how often you're using the spa. And your mineral cartridge will always last you about 4 months. Best way to do that is put it on your calendar so you know when to replace it. Each of the cartridges, you'll have an output level. Your chlorine cartridge, we typically started off about a 3. That may change depending on how often the spa is being used. And your mineral cartridge, we always set the output level at a 6, full go. You'll also put in a bag of Jumpstart, which will give your initial shock and burn off all the initial contaminants in the water. And your calcium is between 150 and 300 parts per million. Your weekly maintenance in the middle here, you'll want to test and balance your water weekly, making sure pH and alkalinity is staying in range. You'll also want to put in 1 to 2 ounces of oxidizer, depending on the size of your spa. We typically recommend about 1 ounce per 250 gallons. And then your routine maintenance at the bottom of the spa will tell you that your chlorine cartridge have reminders that needs to be replaced every 3 to 4 weeks, about once a month. Your mineral cartridge will need to be replaced every 4 months. About once a month, we do recommend taking your filter out and rinsing it off really well. With the paper filters, you just want to rinse them off really well with the hose and like a nozzle. Give it a decent amount of pressure, but not too much. Also, every 2 months, you want to give the filter a nice deep clean with the Instant Filter Cleaner. On the bottle of the Instant Filter Cleaner, you'll have instructions, but essentially all you have to do is take your filter out, spray that product on the outside of the filter, let it sit outside the spa for about 15 minutes, rinse it off really well with the hose, and throw them right back into the spa. Also, you'll want to wash and condition your cover about once a month. It says regularly, but I typically recommend about once a month. Just the top side of your cover, you have a Hot Spring Cover Shield product that you'll spray it on the top, wax it on with the paper towel, and that'll be that. Lastly, you'll just want to making sure that you're maintaining water level. Your water should be right between the top of the jets and the bottom of the pillows there, as long as all your jets are fully submerged, so when you kick them on, it doesn't spray over the sides.